Hey everyone, this is PrinceBrightstar, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We're here once again in Dawntrail, and boy oh boy, we've got the 7.4 MSQ today, so let's not hesitate at all. Let us go and talk to the group over here and get this going here. We actually have quite a number of people here. Yushtola. Calyx demonstrated knowledge of both primal summoning and concepts. Discovering such techniques through independent study would be nigh on impossible, so we must assume he had a mentor. But how are we to learn the identity of this beneficent teacher? Hopefully some hints is to be found amongst the remnants of Preservation's works. Okay, Cryle? It is time we began a thorough investigation into the key and its capabilities. I have a feeling we'll be calling on your help in that endeavor ere all is said and done. On a personal note, I should also like to learn more of the Milala. The lore of the Forgotten People will be indispensable in furthering my research. Sveen? I wonder what Otis and Zelenia would think of my becoming the Queen of Alexandria as it is now. Doubtless they would be pleased, yet, knowing them, also beset by worry. As their memory lives on inside me, so shall I strive to rule as if they advised me still, with a calm heart and a mind open to counsel. Alright, Alice? The Alexandrians adopted our techniques so quickly that they no longer need our supervision to treat the enthralled. You'd be surprised how many Porksy practitioners we've trained now. Angelo, too, has been looking rather proud of his efforts. Raha? We've compiled a summary of events and submitted our reports to Ojika. As representatives of the students of Baldessian, our thoughts and findings will also be shared with the forum. In less official matters, I am glad to see Cryle find a satisfying end to her personal journey, though it appears her appetite for asking questions has only been sharpened. Alright, Alphino. So we start with the quest with the winds.
Every day, more and more people regain their memories of their lost loved ones. No longer will beings like Calyx be able to manipulate their fear and ignorance as he once did. That being the case, Alice and I have come to a decision.
We will depart Tural in the coming days. Other nations must be informed about Alexandria, a necessary step to ensure lasting peace. Then, we shall return to Garlemald. Our experiences here should serve us well in the ongoing restoration efforts.
Hey there, Rooks. You're just in time. We just got started.
One pressing matter remains. Calyx's summoning ritual was tied to a concept of his own creation. Ascian involvement is assured, but we have yet to ascertain the extent of their influence on the Ninth.
I have done what I can to treat the enthralled and those still afflicted with Levin sickness, and may now devote my undivided attention to an investigation.
Then we shall leave this one in your capable hands. Do let us know if you turn anything up.
It's Erenville. My time in Tural is at an end, and so I'm headed to the harbor now. We'll meet again, of that I'm certain. Until then, I wish you safe travels.
Would have been nice if we could have seen him off, but oh well. Actually, that's exactly one of the responses here. You could have let me know in time to see you off.
and pull you away from more important business. Perish the thought. Hey! What do you think you're doing?
Sorry to interrupt, but I thought you'd like to know I've detained the fugitive. He promises to tell us before he sets sail, only to try and sneak aboard his boat with nary a hug goodbye. Cold bastard. But there's still time before they weigh anchor.
Okay, that was a good jump in there.
That boy. We should make for the harbor ere he wriggles free of Lamachi's grasp.
If we're heading the same way, we might join him on the ship. Good company is always welcome on a long voyage, is it not?
What? Now? I haven't finished packing.
Knowing you, the essentials are already accounted for.
Hate to bring this up, but isn't Aetheryte travel a thing in this world?
Fine, if we must. But you're helping pack the rest. And I hope you've decided on a souvenir for Eunice.
I have several ideas, as it happens.
Ever aligned in purpose, if not execution.
Lest you wonder, Kryl and I intend to remain here with Y'shtola.
To continue our study of the key, naturally. By all accounts, Preservation's facility promises to yield some answers.
Shale has been conducting a more thorough examination. She may have insights to share.
Then why not invite her along to see everyone off? Surely she'd want to be there too.
Is it me, or did something happen to Graha's voice? Alright, so looks like first we're headed off to the back room. Alright, here we are. Another crowd here. I am told that Shale is the new leader of Oblivion. There is none better suited to carrying on Kaguya and Gio's legacy. Eager as ever, our Alphino. I do hope he has thought this through, particularly where his sister's wrath is concerned. She may know full well that no amount of complaint will dissuade him, but that doesn't mean she won't still give him an earful. It feels like an age since we last met here. It comforts me to know that some of you will be staying. I would feel rather bereft should you all go at once. Alright, Shale? What news, Prince? Can't imagine you brought an entourage along to simply say hello. That eager to be on their way, are they? I'll join you. I owe them thanks on behalf of Oblivion, after all. And there I thought you would protest against being parted from your work. While I am curious to see what emerges once every piece of the puzzle's in place, the majority of the files we've unearthed are encrypted. There's little else I can do until the computer's finished with them. Besides, unlike our friends, Containment Complex 1029 isn't going anywhere. In other words, we won't be getting any answers Tonight? Afraid not. It's going to be a while yet. Then shall we depart for Tuliolol forthwith? Even Lamati's strength has its limits. Without further delay, then. Alright, we are headed to Tuliolol. And actually, this might be the closest aetheryte. At some point, we will address that Nashu over there, but that's for later down the road. Alright, Kryl, what do you have to say? Raha seems preoccupied with a matter of great import. Perhaps he is contemplating a prayer to Limlane for their safe passage. That's right, Kryl wasn't there when we dealt with the 12. What sort of tacos should I get on the way back, do you think? The aroma is too tantalizing to ignore. Despite her protestations, I doubt Alice will keep us waiting long. Wish we had some of this sea breeze inside the dome. We could perhaps simulate it, but there's no substitute for the real thing. Tuliolol is a delight to look upon. They hang patterned cloth where we might use neon, but the city feels no less bright. Hello, Wuklamat. Kona and Gulalja weren't able to make it, but both send their regards. I wish you all would not make such a fuss. I am not fond of emotional partings. At least, Alphano and Alice were considerate enough to inform me of their plans in advance by Link Pearl. Some people we know would have burst out of a crate mid-voyage. In any event, I shall wait here until they finish their preparations. Then let us wait.
There they are.
You look well. No lingering effects, then?
Ah, I'm hale as ever. And busy with work.
I imagine there's no shortage of affairs to put in order. Are Kona and Galulja faring well?
Kona is off to survey our nation and its peoples. He wants to consult with local representatives and hear their thoughts on our policies. And Gululja's really taken to his training. I feel like he's been spending more time with the Landsguard than me lately.
Standing here, I cannot help but remember the day of our arrival in Tuliolol. The rite of succession feels so long ago.
Yeah, Wook was seasick that day.
We knew not of what would happen between my father and Zorolja, nor of Alexandria and its queen. It was to aid a naive claimant that you came to Tural. But you've done so much more for me. For the entire nation of Tuliyollal. We owe you a greater debt than we can ever repay. But that doesn't mean we can't try. Whenever you need an ally, we'll stand with you.
Allow me to echo that sentiment. Not only were you kind to me when I awakened a stranger in my own land, you extended your grace to Alexandria again and again. And on behalf of myself and my people, thank you for curing the ailment that for centuries tormented us.
I'll look forward to our next visit. I'm sure we'll have exciting stories to share with one another.
Ever since I introduced you to Wuklamat, you've faced no end of hardships. Many of them her fault. Yet I feel no remorse, only gratitude. For without your aid, I would not have had the chance to say goodbye. Nor vowed to explore every corner of the world.
Where are you off to then?
To see what we haven't seen. Shall we?
Or maybe you already did say that.
Rest assured, upon arriving, we shall make it a priority to visit Tataru and assuage her myriad fears.
I expect the sight of you two will be a balm for her worry-laden heart.
Safe journey, and remember to enjoy it.
Give my regards to Oblivion. And thank you for all you did for my mother.
Come back soon!
Take care!
I get why they're doing that,
That
but
was
with
a
Link
proper
Pearls, they can
send-off.
always hear them.
Now, time to get back to it.
Duty ever calls for she who loves her realm.
Right? Though, if you need a break, you're always welcome to visit Tuliyollal. I'll give you the grand tour. I guess they're really over. Your adventures in Tural. I'll remember our time together for the rest of my days.
Aha! Power resolve spotted!
Landsguard is looking for you. It's sparring time!
Oh, good thing you're here then. Can't miss that.
So let's go already! Everyone's waiting to see the vow resolve in action!
Sorry, I have to go. Till next time.
It's quite the opening for the patch. But I guess this is basically the start of the lead up to the 8.0 expansion.
And thus do they take to the winds.
To follow their own paths in their hearts, as they should.
This patch is called Into the Mist. Now, the name Mist does have some historical significance within the Final Fantasy series, so we'll see if there is a town called Mist in this patch or not, I guess. Alright, before I do anything else, I was noticing some stuff in the background there. Let me just check my settings real quick here, because I get the feeling something might be off here. Yeah, okay. Let me go ahead and pop this up like that. There we go. And then, let me just check a couple of other things real quick. Let's see. I don't want level of detail. And I don't want depth of field. Is that everything? Yeah, I think we're good now. Alright, let's continue on. Starting with Shale here. I'm glad I got a chance to see him off. Kapuya would be glad too. For our many meetings and partings, we have few enough opportunities to properly say our farewells. 'Twas pleasant to take the time for it. Though I delight in companionship, solo journeys too have their appeal. Hey there, Sovereign. And travel by sea is relaxing. Sven? With Alice and Alphino spreading word of Alexandria, we shall soon have the chance to establish relations with other nations. I must make ready to treat with their leaders. And Cryo. Now it is our turn to take the next step. The question is in what direction, and that is a matter I should like to discuss with you. Sure, I've been thinking maybe to the southeast, or more closely the south of Authard. But we'll have to see where we're headed. Let's see what we got here. I'm actually fine on food for right now, so I'll take those silver pieces. Alright, through the thunder. If I may, I think it prudent to discuss our future plans elsewhere. We are liable to hinder the dock workers here if we linger. Perhaps the beach would be a more appropriate venue.
Tis truly a beautiful place to roll.
An endless ocean and ever-changing sky. First time I saw them, I couldn't believe my eyes. It was like I was walking among images from our oldest records. And beyond that horizon are more lands and more people. That one I still struggle to imagine.
We ourselves hail from beyond that horizon, in fact.
Rather, most of us do. I merely thought I did.
Oh, that's right. I can only imagine how it must have felt to learn you're a native of our world.
The fact that I wasn't born in the land where I've spent most of my life has taken time to sink in. 'Twas not until I met my parents in living memory that the truth of my origin began to feel real.
Your experience is not unlike mine. When first I awoke, the realm everyone spoke of sounded nothing like my own. I had to walk its streets, live and breathe it, before I could accept and embrace my new reality.
And for me to embrace mine, I need to learn more about my people, the Milala. We should come upon more information in the course of studying the key, but as Shale's investigation of the containment complex is still ongoing, would you mind if we sought a different avenue of inquiry into the history of the Ninth?
You want to go to living memory?
I have no objection. What we learn will deepen our understanding of the broader picture.
Agreed. My curiosity extends well beyond our duty to assess Ascian influence.
Yeah, his voice has definitely changed.
If it is knowledge of the Ninth's past you seek, I have an idea where to begin. Alexandria was originally part of a landmass known as the Mist Continent. This continent had been left in ruins in the wake of the storm surge, with Alexandria the sole nation to survive the devastation.
The calamity of lightning that ravaged the world.
Aye. Per the sources we recovered from the Underkeep, though the conflict between nations was destructive in its own right, 'twas Levin that dealt the final blow.
No place was spared its fury, and all was chaos in the castle town. We tried to evacuate the people in airships, Otis, the knights and I, but we couldn't save everyone.
Yep, the image from the Alexandria dungeon.
Those who survived gathered within the barrier, and we took in as many foreign refugees as we could. Yet, despite the dangerous environment, our system showed that there were some few souls who ventured outside the barrier, into the lands beyond.
Beyond? But we thought that was impossible. I was under the impression the star was scoured of life, that man could not survive outside the barrier.
Going by the records, the storm surge extended to every corner of the world. Nothing and nowhere was spared. If anyone did survive out there, it would have been an unimaginable trial.
And yet, those people must have been going somewhere. What if there was a refuge? A place that weathered the storm surge and rebuilt over the intervening 4 centuries?
Given Alexandria's displacement to the source, we had neither cause nor opportunity to survey the remainder of the continent.
We'd have to go to the Ninth.
Living memory remains physically in the Ninth. If we seek a means of egress, other than the portal connecting it to Alexandria, perhaps it might lead us to the Mist Continent.
living memory was not transported here despite being a top Everkeep. In which case, it may have been a physically independent space all along.
Meaning, another point of egress could well exist.
And if it does, someone has to be maintaining it. The mechanical soldiers, for instance.
Shall we have a chat with them and see what they know?
Worst case,
Will
Galulja
it
can order.
please your majesty? Will you accompany us? If we do land upon the Mist Continent, I would feel much more assured with you at our side.
I would hate to see you obliterated by some lightning beast.
As would I. Let us make every effort to ensure none of us suffer such a dreadful fate.
Alright, so then we're headed back to Solution 9 then? Let's see. Or are we headed to Living Memory directly? No, we're just talking to Shale. Now that's settled, I'd best be off. I still need to check for decryption errors periodically, so I can only step away for so long. With luck, I'll have plenty to share the next time we meet. Until then, let the rest of us make ready for a potential foray and meet at Linode... Nemo. Nemo? So that is taking us directly to Living Memory then. Yeah, it's such a shame that that theme that played at the end of the last patch for this area didn't override this theme. It's, I kind of like that track a lot more than what we have here currently. Alright, let's chat with everybody real quick. Graha? Sphene has found us a suitable source of information, sparing you that duty for once. Though my mind knows better, I still feel uncomfortable around these mechanical soldiers. Welcome to Living Memory, allied to Her Majesty. How may I help you? Y'shtola? The atmosphere is certainly less grim than when last I visited. This clerk has made itself available to answer our questions. Clerk PX0093. If one wished to descend to the surface from here, how would they typically do so? Living Memory is currently detached from Everkeep, and is operating independently while supported by its aerial suspension systems. Thus, both lift and lay node-based transit is currently unavailable. I apologize for the inconvenience. Despite its ability to remain aloft, perhaps Living Memory was never intended to function in this state indefinitely. If so, we're out of luck. Not necessarily. Lifts and lay nodes were likely the preferred modes of transportation, but that does not preclude the existence of others. In the event of an emergency, how would we evacuate this facility? Consulting emergency systems. Living Memory's airship remains prepared to deploy should evacuation be necessary. Would Your Majesty like to appropriate it? An airship! Yes, please, as soon as possible. With your Majesty's authorization, the vessel can be readied for launch without delay. Allow me a moment to execute the bypass protocols. I hate to do this, but do they have a backup airship just in case something happens to this one? Because sometimes airships can go boom in Final Fantasy games, and anybody that played the opening to Final Fantasy Final Fantasy IX knows exactly what happened to that airship. Safety tests have been successfully completed, setting the Gates of Remembrance as initial destination. Vessel is en route. Is that my ship? It was purpose-built for living memory. However, it was modeled after the vessel Your Majesty used during the Storm Surge era. A replica. Still, it does me good to see it. I will deploy the gangway for boarding. This way, please. Okay, so this at least gives them a mode of travel, but how do they get outside the shield? In order to reach the surface, we must pass through the storm clouds. I advise you to brace for turbulence. That works then. You know, I'm suddenly getting, like, nostalgia for the Jetsons now. Now that we know that this thing is, like, living memory is up in the sky. Those are the, the scales. The ward Alice gave me is reacting. Though not to the extent of the 13th. The aetheric imbalance here is severe indeed. It does serve to impress upon one the marvel of the barrier. The lightning in Heritage found is tame by comparison. The land where Levin reigns. Ramu would probably love it. Okay, so do we have a map? Not really a whole lot here, although there does seem to be some sort of a cave entrance over here. Maybe? Yeah, it looks like it goes down. If you would like to return to living memory, it will be my pleasure to run the launch protocols. No, thank you. We're good for now. Raha? The warding scale is truly a godsend for those of us without the blessing of light. Remind me to send my profuse thanks to Vritra and the Hanish alchemists once more. The state of this reflection's ether is more dire than we anticipated. I should be surprised if the Ascians had no hand in the war that wrought this. That crater was once Alexandria. Ah, yeah. Although, I kind of would have expected like a couple of more parts of the city to kind of be spread around the edges based on the Alexandria that we see. That's in that other area. A sobering sight, to say the least. But I shan't turn back now that we've come this far. There are no structures, nor any other sign of survivors that I can see. I suspect the crater made this area unsuitable for habitation due to the increased risk of flooding. And we should look further afield. In which direction do you think we might find a settlement? If we're at the edge of Alexandrian territory now, the closest city would be Trino, should it survive. As a city-state built on a harbor, it was a nexus of trade, and it remained neutral throughout the war. We Alexandrians always felt fortunate to have it in our neighborhood, so to speak. Not unlike our Radzat Han. Ah yes, Alphonse has spoken of Radzat Han before. It's near the South Sea Isles, the Milala homeland, correct? Funnily enough, it was also Trino where the Milala first found a home in our world. Truly? Yes, and though the Milala population elsewhere grew, most continued to feel a strong connection to the city. I'd like to think that some remain there to this day. Speaking of Trino, actually, I never finished Final Fantasy IX, but I remember that in order to get to Trino, I think there was like a place called like the Gargan Rue or something like that you had to go through, and it was like there were spiders that transported you? Anyway. Clerk PX0093. Is this ship capable of taking us to Trino? I shall run a flight simulation for the route to Trino. One moment. Simulation complete. There is a near 100% probability that the ship would suffer catastrophic mechanical failure prior to arrival due to ambient lightning. My apologies. Oh, well, thank you for checking. If we cannot fly, then we shall have to walk. Trino lies beyond the mountains, but there should be routes that spare us having to climb. That cave system, for instance, assuming it hasn't collapsed, let's try there first. Alright, Graha? Of late, I've spent much of my time hunched over reports. A brisk trek across a wasteland shall make for a refreshing change of pace. Eager though I am to seek new discoveries, the prospect of walking in circles for days on end does not appeal. We are fortunate to have Sphene. The place where my people first arrived, and I shall soon see it in person. this tunnel appears intact. Though we have no way of knowing what it's like further in. Mind you, stay alert for beasts as well. Given the barren surrounds, they're surely ravenous. Mistwake now accessible. Alright, so then we have our first duty. Let's go ahead and form a party. Is this all we have? So...
I too can fight.
I can't remember what Sphene does as a healer. I think I'm gonna stick with Graha,
I stand
actually.
ever ready.
And then... let's do... Kryl and Y'shtola. We'll keep Sphene in the back. Or bringing up the rear, rather. Actually, no.
I too can fight.
We'll bring Sphene. Okay, register for duty. And let's do it. Wow, we just have the regular battle theme for Final Fantasy IX here, don't we? Alright, food, and let's get going. Let's see if they can handle double pulls. Here we go.
Allow me.
So far, so good here.
Take this.
And moving on. Either water or sand coming in from the roof there. No, it's water. Yeah, it's interesting. This is, I think, one of the few dungeons where you only have the option for casters to come with you if you're coming in with NPCs. With that respect, I guess we'll see if Estinian is going to be joining us in the future, maybe with the 7.5 dungeon, whatever that ends up being. Or maybe we'll find a new melee companion at some point. It's also been a while since we checked in on Zero, hasn't it?
Hold on.
And then, this is a crazy thought. Really crazy thought. What if by some chance Thanos was actually still alive? Alright, we got a Trino Catoblepas. Looks like we need to be hiding around the corners of things here, so we'll see how this goes. I don't think that earthquake actually did anything.
Brace yourself!
Okay, I get it now. We still need to keep these three up.
This should do it!
So, looks like there is a bit of a DPS check on this one, unless the lightning always misses the last one. Someone's trying to use Limit Break here.
This should do it!
down they go. This is a fun ride. Trino Lowlands, and this appears to be another protective dome here.
Something special for you.
No holding back.
Just about done with this group. And off we go. I guess if anything, I am a little surprised that this much of the land is still existing when you compare it to the first, where it was just, you know, absolutely nothing out there. Probably got a boss coming up after this. Yep, there it is. Is that an Ixion? Amdusias. No, that isn't... Kinda has the look of an Ixion. It's definitely horse-like. Okay. Yeah, I was looking at those wings and thinking, where are those going? This is headed towards the front. Oh, they're doing one of these patterns. Nothing that hard to deal with. I guess I'll put myself over here now, since they are staying where the tank is. And back to the other side. Here comes another round of Bio 2. Alright, so we'll hang back over here for now. Alright, second boss down. Oh, we got trio citizens here. Keep pulling. Nah, it doesn't look like it.
Hold on. There.
Okay. And on to Bridge Street, apparently. These things just have me dancing all over the place, don't they?
Take this!
Almost have this group down, and then it'll be on to the boss. Or at least that's the way it looks to me. Survivor of Storms, Thundergust Griffin. Alright, let's do it. Let's get our buff back up, and let's go to town. Spheres of lightning. And we probably want to get to spots that are not going to be directionally affected.
Hold on.
Okay, it's going to charge across. And then park ourselves right about here. There we go. So far, so good.
Just the beginning.
feel like that could charge across the field. Maybe right about here? That's a little too small of a hole there. The way I figure it's probably best to stay away from the bird, since that seems to have the larger openings in terms of the safe zones. Perfect timing on that limit break. And down they go! Okay, okay, fine. The Final Fantasy IX victory theme. Alright, let's see what everybody has to say before we get out of here. Graha? No more screams? I wager that's a good sign. Whatever its flaws, the barrier is keeping the lightning aether at bay. Cryo? What of the injured? Are we needed to help heal them? Sphene? Trino is safe, and has been all this time. All this vending gear! I'm not able to use it because I already got my crafted set together.
And the perimeter is clear. Good work, everyone. And a big thank you to our helpers, whoever you are. Now, we have a tiny bit of clearing up ahead of us. You know what to do.
Our helpers, were we being watched?
Kind of makes sense.
So, the city endures. And it is in much better shape than expected.
Impressive, considering the destruction without. The people here must have gone to great lengths to maintain all of this.
Their barrier resembles that of Alexandria, though it is smaller in scale. And not quite as effective, if the breach we witnessed is any indication. I fear such incidents may be common here.
Thunderous heavens! It's been years since we've had visitors.
Hello there.
I am Miaili, the Mayor of Treno. Allow me to welcome you to our city. And thank you for the assistance with our little monster problem just now. Might I ask your name, miss? Though I have an inkling I know it already.
But of course, I am Sphene of Alexandria.
As I thought. It truly beggars belief. I once heard the strangest of reports from one of ours who went to Alexandria, you see. That despite the intervening years, the Queen had not aged a day. And sure enough, I'd swear, you'd stepped out of an old oil portrait mere moments ago. Though you must forgive me if this takes some getting used to. It is an honor to meet you, Your Majesty. I look forward to hearing the tale from your own lips. I imagine it won't be an easy one to tell. But please. What happened to Alexandria?
I see. From your perspective, it must have looked as though we were wiped from the face of the star.
One day, we lost all contact with our people in Alexandria. Scouting parties sent to investigate reported that not only the barrier, but Alexandria itself was gone. Nary a stone to mark where it had stood.
Couldn't have been that long ago. I mean, it's part of Dawntrail when it even appeared on the source.
What you must have gone through, not knowing what became of us. But know that Alexandria yet survives, albeit in a distant land. Her and her people. I can tell you the whole tale from beginning to end, but first, might I ask your permission to remain in Treno for a time?
Of course you can. You and your companions have already done us a great service, and are more than welcome to enjoy our hospitality. Now, how about we continue this at Town Hall? We needn't keep standing in the middle of the street.
I shall join them. Even with the precautions we've taken, it remains to be seen if Sphene's condition will remain stable. I suspect, however, that the rest of you would rather be out and about. Consider this my blessing.
In light of our purpose here, the tour of the city is indeed in order.
I presume you have no objection?
None whatsoever.
With your permission, then. But before we go... allow me to introduce myself as well. I am Cryle, and I hope to learn more of this city and its people. Would it offend if we were to ask a few questions? Perhaps as we work alongside you, aiding you in whatever ways you may require.
You needn't fret. Trenno folk are as friendly as they come. As for aid, if you're willing, you might speak with my grandson Lummel. That was his voice you heard earlier. You'll find him serving herbal remedies to the others.
Thank you for your guidance. We shall seek him out first.
Alright, let's see what we got around here. Town Hall is pretty impressive, isn't it? I bet you didn't guess that the mayor actually lives there. These days, Mials also has us using it as an emergency shelter, but the history books say it was originally an auction house. I reckon that's why it's so fancy. Let's see, we didn't get to come over this way, so let's check this out. They got a nice pond here. But I can't cast out. Oh well. None of the locals we've passed appear terribly distressed. As Fiend surmised, incursions must be a common occurrence. That must be Lumul. Heavens, I can smell the herbal aroma from here. Before we check in with them, let's see if there's anybody else out on the streets here. Oh, I don't know you. Hello, please don't be offended, but this part of the street is off limits. Not only to you, but, of course. It's just that there's a lot of damage and it's dangerous for anyone to pass at the moment. In general, you should probably stay away from any of the streets that are in need of repair. Just a suggestion, but please do. Anything else down here? Welcome, newcomer. This is our little patch of pasture. Right here. We raise birds, mostly. They give us a good supply of eggs and meat, but more importantly, their feathers make the softest pillows. Alright, and let's see what we got if we go up those stairs. While you're passing through, you should chuck a coin in that fountain over there. It's supposed to be good luck. Trino has quite a few coin-based superstitions. Comes with the territory of being a trading port, I guess. Come to think of it, I wouldn't be surprised if the fountain thing was started by merchants hoping for good luck with their sales. Okay, and that takes us back to the Alexandria crater. Actually, is there anybody? Yeah, there is somebody over here as well. Are you enjoying the flowers? What we plant doesn't always bloom, but I think lifting everyone's spirits is more than worth the effort to find the seeds that do. Nevertheless, I'm relieved these weren't trampled by the beasts. They took ages to get looking this healthy. And anyone else? Doesn't look like it. Why, if it isn't our new friends? Thanks again for making short work of our foes. If you've gone to the trouble of seeking me out, I can only assume it's for a good reason. You want to help me? Odd, but I'll consider it. Before anything else, though, I must insist that you drink our signature remedy, Sleepless Rhapsody. Everyone's a fan. You may find it the teensiest touch too sour for your taste, but it'll set you all right. Just tip it down your throat. Alright, let's see what we got here. How bad could it be?
Well, what do you think? It's a traditional Malala recipe.
Well, that's an important name to hear just now. I don't know about the way I'm looking there. I'm gonna say shower.
Got that right. Don't worry, the tingling means it's working.
I'm put in mind of the gelatin I had at the studium. Nutritious, they assured me.
I can relate all too well. It's not unlike the syrup Leader used to make. Black as pitch and sour as sin. Though, there's no better cure for fatigue.
You know, Raha, going to bed at a reasonable hour would be the best cure. Oh, that's... I do feel shockingly refreshed.
Perhaps it stimulates the body's ability to process ether and hastens regenerative functions.
Indeed, it does. It also counteracts some of the effects of excess lightning, and helps to calm the nerves besides.
Which is why you serve it whenever there's a breach in the barrier.
Our Malala ancestors came from the lushest of lands, so they developed all sorts of natural remedies. We strive to carry on their traditions. and I'm sure you see why. Really hits the spot, doesn't it? Now, welcome to Treno.
I think that might be a new rendition of the Dawntrail ending theme there. So I get the feeling we might be hearing that a lot going forward. Trial? I see how drinking that would be unifying. And it is impressive that they have maintained the tradition here, so far from the Milala's native lands. Given its ability to counteract lightning's influence on the body, that remedy could be of use to the people of Alexandria as well. I am certain Lemuel would be more than happy to offer it to them. Makes you wonder if it could also be changed in aspect to help those of other worlds? I forgot to introduce myself, didn't I? Well, I'm Lemuel. That was me announcing our victory earlier. And since Grandmother sent you to help with repairs, you'll know I'm her grandson. I'm in charge of resolving any problems the people of Treno may have. My favorite kinds of work include taste-testing menu items, carrying medium-sized objects, searching for lost possessions of immense value. Oh, and it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Let's get with the tenacity. You may now enter Mistwake with a party of NPC avatars. Alright. Ah, yes, the repairs. Are you certain you want to be put to work? If you've come all the way out to visit us, you must have had more important things in mind, and you've already helped protect the city. Actually, our goal was to ascertain the present state of the Mist Continent. The whole continent? Did you come from across the sea? Not exactly. We've actually come from Alexandria. Alexandria? Are you quite sure? No, sorry. Of course you're sure. It would be rude of me to doubt you. It's not every day that we get visitors, let alone from a nation that up and vanished. I know that it must come as something of a shock. But this is our first time in Treno, and we should like to get to know the city and its people. That is why we propose lending a hand to those in need. I see. In that case, why don't you help distribute this remedy to the rest of our people? Ordinarily, everyone would have already come for a cup, but the fiends made quite a mess this time. Might be a while before some can step away from their work. Never fear, though. Even if their hands are busy, they'll be more than happy to spare a few words for fascinating folk from afar. We would appreciate that. Thank you, Lemuel. You're the ones doing me a favor, honestly. Here, take this badge. I'll deliver some to Town Hall, so you can attend the areas you haven't seen yet. Alrighty, Raha. Like Miali, Lemuel seems taken aback by mention of Alexandria. Perhaps they had friends or loved ones who disappeared along with it. If we split up, we can spend more time speaking with the locals while ensuring everyone receives the remedy promptly. Could you each take a portion? Rest assured I can handle pouring liquid into a cup. I too should be glad to dole out a few servings. Wonderful, let me divide this up. Prince, why don't you make the rounds of the southern part of the city? Raha and I shall tend to the north. Right, let's go and acquire some insights. To the south we go. You must be one of those visitors Lemul mentioned. Odd place to be visiting, though. So, a grounding herbal remedy formulated to ameliorate the effects of lightning exposure, guaranteed to free weary townsfolk of their torpor. Oh, you came to deliver the remedy? Thank you kindly. I was hauling beast carcasses in for processing and copped a good dose of discharged energy for my troubles. It brought on the Levin sickness something fierce. Still, we don't go hunting outside the barrier, so we don't want to waste any part of the creatures that find their way in. Pelts that are highly charged with lightning ether are the most valuable. Of course, tan them with the right stuff, and you can turn them into protective clothing that keeps you from getting zapped. The beasts you felled will all but be put to use. Thanks again. So then it's sort of similar to the stuff that Angelo can do with fixing ether. Just as I was thinking. You're that mighty monster slayer I saw earlier. It's an honor. Have a drink. And you brought Sleepless Rhapsody. Bless you. I'm dead on my feet after that battle. We don't usually have that many beasts breaking through at once. Practice keeps one's skills sharp, though, so in a way I'm glad for it. And I learned a thing or two from watching you. Oh, I can hardly wait to get to work on my grimoire. I have a number of ideas for improved geometries. The thoughtful application of new learning is what keeps our ancestors' magic alive and flourishing. There's a fresh face, if I ever saw one. And what's that in your hand? Have a drink. Oh, don't mind if I do. Safety inspections take priority, but the battle doesn't feel over until I've had a cup of Sleepless Rhapsody. I'm proud to say that I have some small part in preparing it too. The herbs come from my very own growery. One of the greatest discoveries of our time is that seeds carried in by invading creatures can be cultivated into remarkable plants. Plants with the potential to mitigate the lightning's effects. And with as many hides as we have this time, not to mention stomachs, it's entirely possible we'll find new varieties of herbs among our harvest. Alright, let's make our way back over. Might as well break out the Ozma here. Between the three of us, we ought to have covered every area aside from Lemul's. One of the people I spoke with asked me to pass something along to him, but he hasn't returned yet. In the meantime, shall we discuss what we've learned?
Fascinating. I appreciate your thoroughness in recounting the details. I too learned much, as I helped to treat the injured's wounds. The Malala's curative magics appear identical to Sphne's. This means that either her tutor was a Malala as well, or that the art had spread all throughout the Ninth. Then there are the symbols and tomes, which are highly reminiscent of Arcanima. If these elements indeed originated with the arcane geometries of the South Sea Isles, as in the source, 'tis curious that they have developed in so similar a manner on this shard.
Mind you don't share that with any other graduates of the Faculty of the Arcane, lest they beat you to publication.
Did you learn aught of note, Raha?
I spoke with one of Treno's storekeepers about how they obtain their supplies. Though they are few and far between, other settlements yet exist on the Mist Continent, with a rail system facilitating the flow of goods between them. Unfortunately, barrier breaches trigger an emergency failsafe on the main line, so the train is presently stopped at a midway point until operations can resume. There are also maritime routes, but they see only occasional use. Often, as now, Treno must make do with what is to hand.
Sounds like potential future dungeons to get to the other cities.
In addition to this constant state of scarcity, much of Treno's populace suffers from Levin sickness, not to mention the frequent attacks on the city and the resulting casualties. Yet everyone we've spoken with seems undaunted by these hardships. They are not only surviving, they are happy in spite of it all.
Where there is life, there is hope. And when one believes in a better future, a tomorrow even the slightest bit brighter than today, there is naught to be done but build it. Until, stone by stone, the city rises.
A noble city with noble purpose.
Is aught the matter, Lomel?
I think I've dropped something and now I can't find it anywhere. I'm doomed.
Oh, is it this by chance? While I was distributing the remedy, I was asked to pass it along to you.
Yes! That's it! Yes! I'm not doomed.
Quite the scream of yes there.
A tracking device.
You've a keen eye for technology. This thing picks up on the ether of the creatures that get through the barrier.
That explains how you knew when they'd been vanquished.
Exactly. It shouldn't show anything now, but I can switch it on like so.
Looks broken to me. Or you did say it shouldn't show anything. Okay, there goes the magic smoke.
No, 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 she's going to kill me! Say, how'd you like to meet my sister Ayane? She's an electrope engineer, so she knows all sorts of interesting stuff.
I take it she also built that device.
Oh yes, that's my sister. She's a genius. Everyone says so. And she won't kill me in front of other people. Probably. I mean, wouldn't it be interesting to watch her work? Maybe you can even help. It'd be, you know, edifying? Please! I beg you! Please!
If you're that concerned, let me take it back to the source and we'll have Garland Works look into it instead. If you can stand waiting around for a little bit.
I suppose that's that then.
Rooks, yeah, no, something has definitely happened to Graha's voice. It's I can't tell if it's somebody new, or if it is the original voice actor, but they're having, they're having issues with their performance here, and it's well known that the voice actor for Graha Tia is a very famous person at this point, so it's kind of surprising that they did keep up the role for as long as they did. It's just the question of if it's actually still them or if they've been replaced at this point. At the moment, ANA should be waiting just past that park. Let's be off before anyone changes their mind. The mole is sweating rather profusely. Whenever we meet an engineer from some distant land, I can't help but wish to introduce them to our friends at the ironworks. Such a firestorm of questions there would be. Okay, so the game is reading my mind at this point, because I was just making the same suggestion. Breathe in, breathe out.
Ah, our visitors. Thanks for lending a hand earlier, but what brings you here?
I guess we'll see soon enough, Rooks. It'll be discussed in the credits for after patch 7.5.
What did you do?
If it's still them, that is.
You know that advanced monster tracking what's it? It may be a teeny tiny bit
You broke it again? How many times must I tell you that we're running low on electrope? I'm an engineer, not a bloody miracle worker.
Well, there's the Star Trek influence. On his knees, begging? Yep.
I beg your forgiveness. I'm on my knees and everything, see?
That is actually an art form in Japan.
Since we have guests, can't you let it slide? Just this once?
I'm trying to remember what its official name is, but it's like an art form of apology.
He dragged you here just so I wouldn't tan his hide, didn't he? You'd never believe he's the elder sibling. I'm so sorry.
Please, don't be. We're glad for the opportunity to meet you. And Lummel mentioned that you might have some work we could assist with.
There are guests, Lummel, not servants. Must we have the manners talk again?
Please, don't misunderstand. We asked to help, that we might learn what life is like in Treno. And with your expertise, We also hoped you could tell us more of how the city utilizes electrope.
If that's the way of it, then I'd be happy to share what I know.
When you spoke earlier, it sounded as if Treno had little electrope to spare. It's difficult to procure, I take it.
We never have as much as we need. And much of what we do have is repurposed. You'll find me digging through the scrap heap whenever some vital device or another breaks down. Repairing that old barrier should be our highest priority. But we just don't have enough electrope on hand to do a proper job.
Sounds like it's time to order some from Alexandria now
And
that they know it
The longer we go
exists.
without access to the mine, the worse it'll get. If only we could scare those beasts away.
Did we not pass through a mine on the way here?
Aye, and took care of the beast in one fell swoop.
Just the one! Incredible!
So, the mine is safe for mining again.
Hooray! Leave the mining to your big brother. All you have to do is fix the tracker.
Yes, very well. If you go, do be careful. And once you get the machinery up and running, make sure to send some electrope over to the barrier service station.
Though we've cleared the mine, there is no telling what else waits outside the barrier. Shall I accompany you?
I'm so glad you asked. Seriously, I don't know what I'd do if I'd had to go alone.
As we did pass through but recently, I expect Raha can keep him safe without our help. In the meantime, shall we assist Ayane with her repair work?
Sounds good to me. They put one in mind of another pair of siblings we know, don't they? Yes, indeed, I'll say it. And, no. I entirely forgot to ask your names. Do forgive me. I'm Cryo, and this is Prince. I'll say it, Alphano. Why did I lose his name for a moment there? Accompanying Lemuel is Grahatia, our own technology enthusiast. It's lovely to meet you. It feels strange putting you to work, but I'd be lying if I said I don't need the help. In the wake of an event like this, I presume a great deal of labor is required to restore everything to working order. The volume of fixes that need making is one matter, but I could handle it if it weren't for these legs of mine. The paralysis flares up at the worst times, I swear. I can manage a bit of shuffling from one station to the other on a good day, but I usually leave racing around the city to my brother. With him off to the mine, though, someone else needs to take care of the lightning sprites. They are drawn to the discharge ether of slain creatures. I'd offer you the detector to make tracking them down easier, but seeing as Lemuel has managed to break it yet again... I do have this, though. Toss some at a sprite, and you can suppress its ability to sense ether nearby. That usually gets them wandering out of the city toward more fertile ground. So we needn't fight them? We find it safer not to. When threatened, they'll siphon energy from facilities we need to keep our medical services running, or emit bursts that overload nearby systems. For the same reason, I recommend you stick to thoroughfares. That will allow you to spot them well in advance. I would hate for you to be injured while helping us. Understood. We'll want to split up again to cover more ground. Are you ready to go? Let's do it! I appreciate the help. I'll be here working on the detector while you're away. Alright, back on the Demi-Ozma. Though you scan the area thoroughly, you see no lightning sprites. Though you scan the area thoroughly, you see no lightning sprites. And it looks like it might be the same? No, we got a cutscene. Got a couple of them. Lightning sprites. The time to test your tossing arm has arrived. So we have synthetic, desensitizer. A pinch of this powder is to a lightning sprite, as a swift kick to the head is to anyone with a head, generally speaking. And one to go. Let's talk to it. Oh, we can't. Alright, back we go. You're back. Were there many sprites? Just a handful on your route, then. Could be worse. Still, it's important to keep the city free of them. We're much obliged. And again, I am good on food, so silver piece it is. Trial is taking a while. Being new to the city, if something were to happen, she wouldn't know where to go for help. Would you check on her? She started off in the direction of Town Hall. Alrighty then. Though there are several diminutive folk about, none appears to be Kryl. Perhaps one of them spotted her passing through. You're looking a mite lost there, lad. Aught I can help with? Have you seen a woman in a yellow hood? I presume you mean Cryle. Had a grand old chat with her earlier. Not to mention she saved my hide. Can't believe I missed that lightning sprite till it was right on top of me. It's thanks to her that I got out unscathed. Bit awkward striking up a conversation after that, and it'd been a while since I talked to anyone I haven't known my whole life. She's a kind lass, good at putting folks at ease, like Miali. I quite enjoyed telling her about the city. When we were done chatting, she went off toward the canal. Had a touch of melancholy about her, though, and I wasn't sure why. Didn't think it was something I said, but I knew that if it was, saying more wouldn't help, so I let her go. I reckon she'd welcome the company of a good friend right now. To the canal, then. Hey, Cryle.
Ah, were you looking for me? I only intended to sit down for a moment, but I must have lost track of time. Will you lend me your ear? The source, and the ninth. Someday I will have to decide which one to call home. The thought has lingered like a storm cloud in my mind. I've tried to ignore it, remind myself that we have more important matters to contend with. But I cannot keep drifting between these worlds forever. When I first learned the truth of my past, I assumed it would have no bearing on my future. The source was my home, and the students of Baldessian my purpose. But after meeting my parents, it struck me that to simply choose the source would be to abandon them. And not only them, but a home I could have loved, had my life gone as it should have. That is why I had to learn more of this place, and the me I could have been.
I'm just gonna let her say her piece.
But the more I learn, the less certain I become. Though we are strangers to them, these people have welcomed us as if we are their own. It's like speaking with old friends. And knowing now the challenges they face, what would it say about me if I just left them behind and returned to the source?
I mean, there is a way to get between both places.
Is that who I am? Who I was meant to be? Or is this where I belong?
It says you can't belong in both places. Thank you for listening. I'm a little less afraid to face the answer now, whatever it may be. And when I find it, I hope you'll be there. But we've kept NA waiting long enough. Let's hurry back. Trifling though it was, I feel that the work we've done has helped me gain a better understanding of Trino. The countless small actions taken by myriad people every day are what make a place what it is, after all. I'm glad you're both back safe and sound. Now we can relax until my brother does the same. With your friend escorting him, he can't get himself into too much trouble. Unless he tumbles down the stair into town again, I suppose.
That reminds me. The structures near the barrier all seem to be designed for Milala. Is there a reason that those in the center of the city are so much larger?
Oh yes. The center is the oldest part of Treno, built by the Hune and the Eldite before the Milala came.
So Treno predates the Milala's arrival?
The mayor at the time was kind enough to take our ancestors in, and gave them leave to establish their own residential quarter.
Yet I have seen naught but Milala since we came to the city. Where did the other peoples go?
Alexandria. In the closing days of the storm surge, when death and destruction were everywhere, well, they believed it would be safer. But Treno didn't have a barrier at first, you see. But one of our industrious brethren had served as tutor in the royal household, and returned to us with knowledge of the barrier's design. It's thanks to him that the city survives to this day.
Might I ask a more personal question? We previously uncovered some records pertaining to the Milala's past. In them, it was written that the Milala left their paradise of eternal summer when a great calamity froze their isles. Understandably, all were not content to leave their homeland behind. Some attempted to return using the same power that had brought them here, but they found the way closed to them. Never again has the golden path opened that allowed their ancestors to flee to safety. Tell me, were that golden path to open once more, and you were to find the Milala homeland restored to its former glory, would you go back?
I'd certainly like to see that paradise of eternal summer for myself. Who wouldn't? But it wouldn't be going back. After all, my one and only home is here. Treno, this run-down, beat-up, beautiful city.
You truly love it, don't you?
Do you know what the speaker said when the Milala came to this place? O life, flourish on this faraway shore. Unfurl your fragile petals with fearless joy. Let this sky grant shelter from darkest storm, and here bloom, hand in hand, forevermore. We never forgot those words. Not my ancestors, nor my grandmother, nor my brother and me. That boundless optimism, that communal spirit, that is Treno. No matter what comes or how hard it gets, we'll choose joy over fear and stand together. There's nowhere else I'd rather be.
Nowhere else you'd rather be.
Perhaps it really is as simple as listening to your heart.
Alright, that quest is complete. Earlier, you said that your brother couldn't get into too much trouble if he was with Raha. But how much trouble is that precisely? One would think they ought to have returned by now. Conversely, I hadn't expected to see the two of you again so soon. I take it Miali's curiosity is sated? For the moment. I gave her a brief account of the situation in Alexandria, as well as events involving the key. She was most interested in the latter. In fact, it seems she knew of the relic long before we did, and wishes to discuss it with everyone. Would you be able to join us? I'm curious why they brought up the key. I should love to go straight away, but we are awaiting Raha's return. As we speak, Miali herself is making her rounds through the city. We have time. Alright, let's chat with everybody here. Y'shtola? I wasn't certain if we should divulge any information concerning the key. Yeah, this game is... this game is reading my mind here. But Alexandria's present location is difficult to explain without mentioning it. Fortunately, it turned out for the best. I have a mind to re-establish diplomatic relations with Treno, but it goes without saying that there are logistical challenges given our respective locations. The least of these is that any travel would require passage through Tural. To begin with, I shall have to consult with Gosen and the Vow of Resolve. If the Milala arrived in Treno immediately after fleeing the source, I can understand how its mayor might be privy to knowledge of the key, particularly when that mayor is a Milala herself. Alexandria? The kingdom past the mountains? The one that vanished? I had wondered where you lot came from, but that wasn't my first guess, or my fifth, for that matter. Alright, let's wait for Graha and see what happens.
We're back! The mine is in working order, I'm pleased to say. Electrope is being delivered for the barrier even as we speak.
Have you two finished regaling the mayor?
We have. Though she has her own story to tell. Of the key, in fact. We thought you might like to join us at the...
Another attack?
This is an evacuation alert. All citizens, please proceed to emergency shelters. Repeat, please proceed to emergency shelters. The Dawntrail is approaching. Repeat, please proceed to emergency shelters.
Doom Train. Wasn't that one of Lindblom's weapons of war?
You know of it.
I've never seen it myself, but according to Zelenia, it was an armored vehicle used to transport war beasts to the front. In order to prevent them from running wild ere their deployment, a powerful arcane entity was housed in the engine.
The end of the war didn't slow it one bit. Quite the contrary. Fueled by lightning ether, it's been speeding across the continent ever since. The Doom Train and its beasts bring death and destruction everywhere it goes. It's a veritable calamity on rails. It passed near Trenno some years ago, claiming many lives, including our parents.
Has no one thought to just break the rails and derail it?
I must go and repair the barrier as swiftly as possible. Without it, we haven't got a chance.
You can't be serious! You'll never finish in time, and you'll be right in its path.
I have to try. For Trenno.
Yane, no!
It seems my services are required once more.
I'll go with you. Perhaps my knowledge of Electrope will be of use.
Wouldn't be the first time we've wrecked a train.
I wish I were a fighter like you two. Keep her safe, will you? Please?
While destroying the Doom Train would be preferable, we should seek to delay its advance at the very least.
You can't be thinking of fighting it head-on. That's madness.
You have no idea who you're dealing with here. Well, now I have to do it.
If your mind is made up, there may be a way. There's a freight depot not far from us. We can use the train that's stopped there.
Raha mentioned that before, did he not?
The Doom Train will have to pass through the depot to reach Trenno. And since the evacuation alert was only just triggered, we might be able to reach it first.
So, we commandeer this freight train, match our speed to the enemy's, and use it as a platform from which we launch a sustained counteroffensive. Is that your proposal?
It'd be better than trying to smash the bloody thing before it runs us all over. And if it might save Yane, I'll do whatever it takes. Let me drive the train. That will leave you free to concentrate on the fight.
Lumel.
I need to grab a few things. Meet me by the gate.
Alright, Y'shtola? While it is not in our nature to stand idle at a time like this, we should first consider how best to apply our individual skills. I'm a warrior. Smashy, smashy! If anyone can stop a speeding weapon of war, it is Prince. But we must also recognize the threat posed by its company of beasts. If its influence is so powerful that, even as it barrels ahead, enthralled creatures continue to follow it, then the train may well gather additional minions as it draws near. There is no telling how many will charge Trino's gate, so we should prepare for the worst. Perhaps Y'shtola and I ought to remain on guard here. I'm inclined to agree. Prince, while you remove the head of this metal serpent, we will attend to the defense of the city. Among other things, we must do what we can to ensure the citizens get to shelter before the fighting begins. Godspeed. Alright, let us get down to the quest destination. Right. The place we're headed is the Bentini Depot. Although Trina has its own railway station, our assailants from earlier left it in need of significant repairs. Thus, we'll be taking a hover cargo. My friend here has volunteered for the mission, and yes, I did explain the dangers. The cargo is equipped with a portable barrier, and frankly, I'm great at my job. I guaranteed our safety during the ride. What happens once we get to Bettini? Well, that's your problem. It certainly is. Let me know when you're ready to move out. Let's go with the crit rate. I really could have gone without a Doom Train attack today. Where we call home. Ready? Then our fearless operator will help you aboard. We make for Bentini with all haste. I'll have us there in a flash. Do keep any limbs you're attached to and would like to remain attached to inside the vehicle. Let us travel.
This is it. You'll be riding that flat car at the rear of the train. I'll be all the way at the front, pushing her as fast as she can go. The Doom Train moves at breakneck speed. If we're too slow, it will plow right through us. Speaking of which, we'd best get underway before it does just that. Don't forget you're fighting for Ayane. For all of Treno.
Hell on Rails, that's quite the name. Alright. Using our onboard systems, I should be able to monitor you from the locomotive, and you'll be able to hear me. Alright. Let us get queued up for this. Looks like it should be a short wait here. Forged by the Kingdom of Lindblum as the war hurtled towards its inevitable conclusion, the Doom Train is a masterful fusion of arcane... Oh, never mind, here we go. We got 2 DPS. 1 DPS to go. Hopefully that DPS is awake. Doom Train is a masterful fusion of arcane life and cold steel. With no battlefields left to besiege, it and its cadre of war beasts roar back and forth across the continent, devastating its surviving settlements. Now it approaches Treno at speed, and to derail it will require the great strength and great recklessness possessed only by the Warrior of Light. Alright, I'm gonna let the other tank take lead, since I get the feeling they have more experience with this one.
We're in it now! I'm counting on you!
Interesting that it attacks at different levels there. Knocked to another platform, huh?
The black car! Turret! Oh, good luck!
On both sides. Aha, so you can hide behind the crates. And that way you won't get pushed to the front like that. Oh, here we go again.
Not again! You all right back there? Use the transport panels to get up there!
Aha! There's the multi-level thing. And this isn't the first time we've dealt with this kind of mechanic either. The Omega raids had this as a thing. Both the multi-level thing as well as the other train we've fought before. Oh, here we go again.
How many times is it going to do that?
Transported where? Oh, this thing is spinning. Oh, interesting! Oh, it's targeting specific players. I get it now. Oh, we wiped. Not sure what caused it.
I'm counting on you!
I guess we need everybody up. I'm not certain if this is like a, if it's a health thing for where we wiped before, but I think I'm actually gonna pop, just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna pop the tank limit break, in case that's needed. This is the one where he pulls us in. There we go.
What's in this? You're still on board, right?
Well, they grew arms.
Imperial! Arms? I have to disconnect the car! Quick! Jump on the next one!
We are running out of space here.
Thunder! Coming!
All you can really do is just kind of follow where it is, and then hope you wind up in the right spot. Okay, gotta stay on the ground for this one. Dang, it knocked me into the thingy there. Oh yeah, definitely great work by the voice actor. Here come those turrets again. We almost have it down. I'd say one more round of this stuff and we're out of here. It also looks like I might have made the right call earlier. Now we can call for an LV. Fun fight! That one is so much all about positioning. Alright, let's give the commendation to one of the healers here. Can't tell if we're slowing down or not, though. I don't think so. Alright, let's just get out of here.
Phew. No more adventures, thank you. That was enough bravery for a lifetime. But we did it! We stopped the Doom Train. Well, mostly you did. Before we can celebrate, though, we need to make sure Treno's secure. As I feared, stray beasts to the south. I've lost track of how many times I've asked you for help, but I need your help again.
Sure, you just point the way with that Dragon Raider of yours there. I mean, seriously, isn't that just a Dragon Raider from Dragon Ball Z? Oh. Not only do we get a dungeon, not only do we get a trial, but we also have a duty calls as well. Alright, let's get in there. I have to believe that Inye will be safe with your comrades while we attend to matters elsewhere. I'll see to the wounded. You try not to join them, alright? Your progress through the battle will be saved at certain points. In the event that you are defeated, you will be able to try again from the most recent of these. Please note that if you enter battles associated with other quests or log out from the game, this progress will be lost. Let's proceed. A short time earlier.
No!
can you stand?
I'd say this is a very, very good MSQ
Yes.
patch.
Thank you so much.
At least so far
There were
here.
others being attacked over by the canal. Could you possibly...
Of course, I'll go right away. The rest of you should get to the town hall. I can't leave anyone behind. I won't.
Are we role-playing? We are role-playing as Kryl.
Best make sure the evacuation route is clear first.
Alright, so... let's see what we got. We got the water and blue combo. We got water 2 in blue combo. We have a butterfly motif and aqua vitae. Hey Kenzo, thanks for tuning in here. Alright, so this deals magic damage 3 times in succession to all nearby enemies. Has a recast time of 25 seconds. This is going to be for healing. And then this will be single target versus AoE. Yeah, pretty much. I played Picto before, so I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't have all the abilities though. Like I'm not going to be able to like dash around as normal, but really shouldn't be necessary for something like this. Oh, I can't have my food. Oh well. Alright, let's open up big. Oh, okay. They need to be in the area. Got it.
To aid those people by the canal.
Yep, that's the nuke. I completely agree with you there. Oh, interesting. They let you reorganize things as you want to now.
Is on the way!
Interesting idea there.
There may be other stragglers.
Interesting, they don't let you know what level Kryl is. I was so scared I couldn't even move. Silly, isn't it? My wife and I will be making for Town Hall straight away. You have my word on that. If you're determined to check on everyone, I won't complain, but do be careful.
That breeze is awfully warm. Oh no!
Building's on fire over there.
First things first, the fire.
A good bit of water should help.
To take a leaf out of Y'shtola's book.
Watcher, watcher, froth and fro? Oop, I missed that first line. What sort of magic was that? I've never seen the like. Priorities. Yes, I'm going to run away, and we can talk about it later. It was you that put the fire out? How will I ever thank you? Now that we know it won't be spreading any further, we can all take shelter until this is over.
Not a moment too soon. I hope that was the worst of it.
Somebody help!
A voice. Further out. I'll take care of this. Make for shelter.
Time for another nuke. Not quite enough damage, okay. Let's drink up.
How many are there? Is that all of them?
Oh dear, a behemoth.
A behemoth!
Somebody call for a warrior of light? Or no? Oh, Y'shtola!
Oh.
You cut that rather close.
Thank goodness you're all right.
Oh, there I am.
Ayane has finished the repairs. We need only hold the line until the barrier is in place.
And hold the line we will, together.
Alright. Time for me to do my thing. Tank stance on, let's go.
I can.
I have no doubt.
going down pretty quick.
Thunderheads!
Keep away from the clouds!
If I never see another storm.
Nowhere is safe with so many of them.
Some friendly winds, if you please.
Works for me.
How fortunate that bird made such an impression.
Oh, here comes the meteor.
The levin grows more volatile. Something is coming!
Ball lightning!
Y'shtola, Speen, lend me your strength!
Can't interact with it.
2 of us will disperse these balls of lightning!
Just keep the lightning at bay a little longer! Take cover behind the Sliggard!
Shield for all of you in case we need it.
The tide is turning! Press the attack!
And down they go.
I must say, that was an incredible performance.
Remind me never to stand in your way.
Flatterer.
What is it?
The barrier is restored. The people of Treno may rest easy once more.
interesting music cue to go with there, if that's the case.
The perimeter is clear, everyone. And thanks to our guests, the Dawntrail has been destroyed. Last but not least, Ayane's fixed the barrier. We don't need to worry about beasts anymore. This calls for a celebration.
The Doom Train is gone for good.
That's our Ayane.
Yeah, really weird music cue to put on there.
They're safe. All of them. Alila? Kryl, does the name Alila mean aught to you?
My mother? Did you know her?
I'm sorry, my dear. We should get you patched up before aught else. Alila's story and that of the key are one and the same. After you've rested and recovered, I'll tell you the tale.
Anybody got some tea?
You have no cause to fret, I promise you. While Lummel forgot to give the order, bless him, there's work to be done ere we can celebrate. First and foremost, we must see to any injured. Come and find me at Town Hall when you're ready.
Without further delay, then.
You needn't mind me. My injuries are far from severe.
But your curiosity is another matter, is it not? Your feet will deliver you to Miaili all the swifter if you can actually walk on them.
Yeah, I'm getting grandmother senses there from her. But anyway, Graha, After that battle, I think we all required a moment. You had better get some rest too. I mean it. Exhaustion aside, Kryl sustained no injuries you need worry over. To think Miale knew Kryl's mother. I too am eager to hear the details. Well, I would rather not have tumbled to the pavement in front of half the city. I am none the worse for wear, thanks to Y'shtola. But what of yourself? If you have any hurts, we can tend to them now before we see Miale. After that battle, I think we all required a moment. Okay, yeah. Into the mist, so this is the final quest of the patch. Curious, isn't it? I want to know, more than anything. Yet part of me is still terrified. But having come so far, I can't turn from the truth now. If everyone is feeling up to it, let us go and have our answers. Indeed, let us go. Well, now that they know the city still exists, maybe this is an opportunity for an aetheryte to be built. I had every confidence Lemuel would be safe in your company, but it heartens me to see him unharmed nonetheless. While the key is to be the main topic of our conversation, there is no telling what else Miale might reveal. It's alright, I'm ready to hear it. I find myself feeling anxious on Kryl's behalf. Ah, our new friends. Do you know why Grandmother called us here? Both Ayane and I neglected to ask. How are you faring? I hope you've recovered from your brush with the Doom Train. And I did hear something about a behemoth?
Ere I begin my tale, there is something about our family that you need to understand. We are descendants of the speakers of Eld, and I myself am the latest to inherit the role. Even as we do our utmost to ensure our people's welfare in our adopted home, it has ever been our duty to find a means to return whence we came. Alas, our ancestral treasure never did answer our prayers. And that left my elder sister, the previous speaker, mired in doubt. It was then, when she was at her most vulnerable, that preservation reached out to her.
The key is none other than that relic, and it has been in the safekeeping of our people since time immemorial.
Yes. When lightning threatened this world, we attempted to use the key to flee again, like our ancestors once did. Alas, no matter what we tried, we couldn't invoke its power. We had all but given up when Preservation approached us with an offer of partnership.
We've heard this part before, from my parents' memories. My mother was your sister.
She was. Which makes you an heir to the Speaker's legacy.
So an aunt, not grandmother, then.
The last message I received from your parents said that in order to thwart preservation's design, they must send away both their daughter and the key. I now understand what became of the former. As for the latter, through conversing with your friends, I gleaned with whom it currently resides.
And is it your wish that we give it back?
We Milala are the people of Treno now. Here is where we've put down our roots. The moment Elila relinquished the key, she relinquished our claim to it as well. But be that as it may, my sister gave up not only her life, but her darling daughter, to prevent its misuse. It is my duty to ensure that its new bearer is worthy. So, should it answer your call as it never did ours, how would you use the key's power?
To explore worlds yet unknown to us.
For some, that might be a self-serving end. But your deeds are proof that I needn't worry. And what's more, there's your friendship with my niece. I dare say that speaks well of your character.
By the by, do you have any records pertaining to the key here in Treno?
Would that we did. But Delilah took everything with her when she joined Preservation. If aught remains, it would be in Alexandria.
And so we find ourselves returned to our original course.
Shale may have made some progress. Perhaps it's time to bring our visit to an end. But by that, I don't mean to say that I don't feel welcome in Treno. You've all been so kind and accommodating. And in many ways, it's my hometown. It's just that, well,
It's all right, my dear. It is true that some feel bound by blood or birthplace, but I don't believe that your parents would have wanted that for you. They devoted their lives to understanding the key so that future generations would not be burdened by it. As we have chosen Treno, so too should you choose the place you call home. A place where you can bloom and grow with fearless joy.
I will.
We must give you a proper send-off, though. Wait for us by the gate, will you? A word of caution, Keeper of the Key. As you know, it is a relic that has traveled across centuries and worlds, passing through countless hands. oft beckoning to those ruled by ambition or avarice. Indeed, some have wondered if it chooses its master. But I believe differently. I believe that some inexorable force, call it fate, if you will, ushers it from one bearer to the next. Be wary, for fate's regard now falls upon you.
I could see an Ascian doing that. And who just was that? After all, are there only supposed to be Milali here? Alright, so we head all the way to the south side of town. Cryo looks like she's just seeing the first ray of sunlight on a cloudy day. I'm glad she found that which she sought. Lemul and Iane have gone to summon the other Milala, as we've met from across the city. Cryo? I can't believe I have living relatives here. And that they make it seem so simple. Maybe it is enough to just be Cryo. If the Milala's records were in Preservation's possession, I doubt they ever relinquished them. That knowledge must await us back in Alexandria. And we wait.
Thank you all for everything.
We're the ones who should be thanking you. You fought so many times for us.
I've tended to the people's immediate hurts, but see that they receive appropriate care as they recover.
I still can't believe you took down the Dawntrail. Just like that. You're my hero, truly. And I'm sure Mum and Dad and everyone else we lost will rest easier now that it can never hurt anyone again.
For my part, I cannot thank you enough for supporting my plan for the barrier. Not to mention that we wouldn't even have the electrope to restore it without your aid. I can't wait to see what else we can do now that the mine is back in service. Cryo. O life, flourish on this faraway shore. Unfurl your fragile petals with fearless joy. Let this sky grant shelter from darkest storm, and here bloom, hand in hand, forevermore. Remember that, will you? Whatever shore you choose.
Of course. Those words, and our people, will always be in my heart.
After so long without her, I had begun to forget what my sister was like. Her face, her voice, fading like the mist. All I could remember clearly was her resolve as we parted for the last time. But now I've seen her again. In you, sweetheart. For bringing her back to me. It is a joy to have met you, Cryle.
You too, Aunt Mealy.
I know your home lies far from here, but to us you'll always be family. Come and see us once in a while, won't you?
I will. My comrades have found a treatment for Levin sickness, so I'll bring it to Treno as soon as I can.
My, you certainly have no shortage of accomplished friends. We'll await your return, my dear.
Unfortunately, as an only child, I'm unable to really relate in that way. You know, wouldn't a link pearl be a good thing to give them? I guess we really don't know if it would work across the
Life is full of surprises when one lives in hope. Isn't that right, Delilah?
Across the spans between the different worlds. Alright, Graha. Though we're still in the 9th, it hardly feels like it up here. What a wonder. Once we are back in Solution 9, I should like to relax with a hot cup of tea. If safe and reliable airship travel to Treno were possible, it would cut down on the length and danger of the journey. It still feels like a bit like I'm dreaming, but even should I wake, I'll remember it. I'll remember them. On a practical note, I am more certain than ever that Shale's work will yield vital insights into the key. I look forward to speaking with her when we arrive in Solution 9. If you don't mind, might we first make our way to Resolution? Gossan will be wondering about my absence. Heavens, yes! I apologize for keeping you from your duties for so long. Think nothing of it. I was more than happy to be a part of your adventure, and Gossan will forgive me once I tell him of Treno. Yeah, this was a necessary chapter, I feel, for Cryle, that after where things were left with their parents, but more so, this kind of gives the player the sense of they don't have to worry about somebody else coming to claim the key, or at least the original owners coming to claim the key. Now, granted, whoever was behind Whoever is behind Winter and everybody else, that's a different story. Let's head back to Solution 9. But at least they're not looking for it in Trino. Alright, so back to Resolution we go. And, oh, we are not checking in with Shale in this patch, apparently. Unless they do it in a cutscene. I guess that'll be a thing for next time, then. Though we learned little about the Asians, our sojourn was more than worthwhile. We're back. According to the people of Trino, there are yet other settlements in the Ninth. We shall have to seek them out one day. Gosson hasn't worn his regulator since his memory was restored. The experience must have affected him deeply. Ah, this explains much. I wondered why I had seen neither hide nor hair of your majesty these past days. May I ask where you have been? It's quite a long story. However stalwart your companions, traversing the Mist Continent with no knowledge of what awaited was extraordinarily reckless. That I cannot deny, but it availed us much. We have the opportunity to resume diplomatic relations with a longtime ally. And as I did not, in fact, come to harm, all is well that ends well? Should you feel compelled to go on any other excursions in the future, I expect that you will notify me beforehand. Yes, of course. It was remiss of me. I apologize. Duty's call is most insistent. Nevertheless, whenever you require my aid, please do not hesitate to seek it. Oh, there's Shale. You're back. How'd it go? Did you find a way down? We found Trino. Trino. I've heard the name. Incredible that it's sheltered the Milala all this time. What's more, the mayor was able to share the story of the key from her perspective. She believes that the historical documents pertaining to it are stored in Preservation's archives. They could be. Though our work isn't done yet, we've made progress on the decryption. I was on my way to the containment complex to review the data in situ. In that case, allow me to accompany you. Though it may be incomplete, I should like to review the information available. We'll contact you as soon as we've made some sense of it. In the meantime, might I suggest that our Warrior of Light get a good night's sleep or two? You never know what manner of hellish technology will be after us next. And Kryl, I assume you'll be wanting to familiarize yourself with the care and feeding of Porxies. Indeed. While I'm aware of the principles, I was needed elsewhere when the others were treating the Levin afflicted. I shall have to ask Y'shtola to instruct me. It is the least I can do for my family. I intend to visit them whenever possible, but my home will always be here in the Source. There's nowhere I'd rather be. Earlier, in Trino.
Now, there is much to be done. With access to the mine restored, I'd like to explore methods to expand our food production systems. I look forward to your insights.
Oh, my poor heart. I only meant to steal a glimpse while we were in the area. But our eyes definitely met, didn't they? Oh, that's not ideal. Such fearsome instincts to perceive me as a threat in an instant. But I shouldn't be surprised. It's the Source's vaunted hero, after all.
Halmarut!
Oh, dear me! Oh.
One need hardly be the warrior of light to notice you. You're far from subtle. As if the horns and scales weren't enough, you insist upon dressing for another century. Those clothes must be as old as I am. Where is your robe?
You mean the robe that practically announces me as an Ascian? Not that I don't intend to reveal that detail, but it will be at a time of my choosing. Besides, if one of us can't help but draw the eye, it's you. Oh, Calyx, how you've grown.
I thought that sounded... They sounded familiar.
And surprisingly cute-ish.
Put me down.
Jests aside, we will be departing the 9th all too soon. If you wish to say your goodbyes, I could find you a vessel and mold it to match your preferred presentation.
Don't you dare. I will not debase myself by occupying a living body ever again. And in any case, to travel the rift as you do requires the shedding of one's flesh, does it not?
I apologize if I upset you. Your understanding is, in essence, correct. The magics cannot bring a vessel through the rift. Ergo, you must discard it and assume a form of pure ether until you reach the other side. However, that doesn't mean you need discard everything like so much refuse. Using fissures such as this, one can easily send small amounts of matter between reflections.
Sort of like...
Matter such as your archived memories.
Or perhaps how the fairies do it, transporting from the first to the source?
All the more reason to remain as I am. At present, I could pass through a fissure myself. And as this form suffices for surveying the material realm, I see no reason to expend effort searching for a replacement. I wish only to observe. That is enough.
Very well. I shan't press. Nevertheless, odd though you may look, I would encourage you to bid farewell to those to whom you have attachment. For now that you failed, unless our hero changes course, this world is doomed to die.
I had hoped to banish death from their lives. Why should it come to all, whether they will it or no? Why must any accept this burden and grief? It was never about any one person. So no, there are none with whom I would exchange fond farewells. But so long as mankind yet survives, I can hold fast to my faith. That my life's work might again bring someone's salvation.
Hold fast you must, as we press ever onward. For soon it begins, and every world shall tremble. The Winterers must be prepared to outlast the great withering to come.
That's your ominous prediction, is it?
No, it's nature's proclamation. Can't you hear it? It echoes in the silence, left by the will of the star.
Well, good thing there are other worlds out there. Wither blows fate's wandering will, for gray clouds presage winter's chill. And so again, it's a moment of kind of what I've been thinking for a while. Yoshi P called Dawntrail basically our summer vacation. So that, of course, would lead to fall, and then winter, and then a spring of renewal after that. The question becomes, how quickly does it happen? Is 8.0 going to be fall or winter? We'll have to see on that one. But at the same time, I gotta ask, where is this coming from? This proclamation from nature. Because, I mean, this whole time, the Ascians were about rescuing Zodiark from where they were on the moon. It could be, yeah. It could be, Rooks. We'll actually have to see what the timing ends up looking like. But yeah, we do know there is a region on Eorzea, or on Atheros rather, that would basically fit the theming of winter, and that would be Blind Frost in Othard's North. So we'll have to see if that's actually where we're headed. And then there's the question of, okay, where do we go with the key once the method of travel is actually figured out? But these are all answers that we will find out in the coming patches, I'm certain. So, obviously we still have the Arcadian to go through. That'll be up next time for Final Fantasy XIV. And then we'll see from there. So, with all that said, thank you for joining me today. This is PrinceBrightstar signing off. I'll catch you next time.